Alright, we're all good. Alright. You guys read the title right. After like fucking 4 months, we finally got another update for Bendy and the Dark Revival, and I'm gonna show you exactly the reason, because I got the notification literally like an hour ago that this happened. So so we're gonna pop over here. We're gonna pop over here. It's black right now, I know, but I'm gonna set this up here. I don't know, I just fucking started streaming because I wanted to just record reaction of this update. Alright, so we're gonna put everything on Steam here. So we're on Steam. I got Bendy the Dark Revival, and if we scroll down, see today small update and patch notes. So we're gonna click on that. So out of the archives, accessible through the main menu after game completion. If I don't see that, I'm gonna be mad. I better see that. Localized subtitle menus, okay, so different languages basically. Bug fixes, performance improvements. Reduce the occurrence of game freezing in some areas. Reduce dead enemy body count to prevent physics issues. Many typo corrections. Apparently there's a lot of typos in this game. I didn't know. And then more secrets. That's what I'm probably most intrigued about, aside from the archives. More secrets. There's more secrets that they added into the game, which and then there's another one by Mike Mood here. Whoops, sorry about that. I just did a quick hotfix for this version to fix the additional campus crush magenta machine. Okay, I guess maybe like a glitch happened. I don't know. But yeah, so we're just gonna pop right in here then. I'm gonna give it a second to to go over. If it will decide to work. Here we go. Sorry. I know you guys still see Steam, but just give me a moment here and I'll switch it over. Oh, okay. They added the warning thing in a bunch of languages. Jesus. There we go. So, Bendy the Dark Revival. Here we are once again. Ha! Yes! Archives. So we're going to check out the archives. And I honestly don't know what the other secrets could be. So I don't know what to expect for secret wise. So I don't know if I want to try and go. I don't know if I even want to try and go hunting for them. But yeah, we're just mainly gonna look at the archives today. So yeah, let's just. I guess we're just gonna go right in. Okay, we're hopping right in. All right. Hope everyone's enjoying their day. I'm doing okay. I got from work a little bit ago. Oh shit. Okay, so this is like completely different. Oh, that's how I exit. Can I not pause? I can't pause. I have to exit through there. Oh my god, this is actually. Ah, Bendy. Wait, what is it? Welcome to the archive. Wait, so the archives. Welcome to the archives of Bendy and the Dark Revival. It's filled with numerous characters, and each had a critical role to play in the progression of the game. Here in the archives, you will learn a little bit more about them in a up-close and personal way. Feel free to explore. I hope it's at least bigger than the last game. where it's like, where it was like, okay, so okay, Bendy, Bendy, you're so cute. You can see the full model of him without him, like, pretty standard thing, but like, he's so cute. He's so cute. All right, Bendy, the iconic imp, was redesigned for Dark Revival to stand out a bit from his traditional cartoon appearance. By giving him a suit of clothes, he posed some minor challenges, specifically creating a face that sported the classic Bendy eerie smile, but still manages to be heartwarming in the right conditions. He is a fan favorite, so his design had to be just right. During production, we originally envisioned Bendy to talk with a series of cute squeaks to contrast the dark, low voice of the Ink Demon, but this turned out to be very distracting, and the idea was scrapped pretty early on. So we could have had little Bendy talk. Are you serious? I'm kind of disappointed. I feel like it would have been more adorable. Even though it might be distracting, I feel like that would still be adorable. People wouldn't be just sitting there listening to talk all day. That'd be adorable. Come on. You'd be kidding me, man. I guess we just go down the line. Or actually, here's the machine, but we'll get to that in a minute. You got Beast and the original Ink Demon with a lot of dead bodies. Okay, so there's different things here. Okay, so the Ink Demon. As the world of Dark Revival became more complex and established, we realized the Ink Demon's design needed a complete rethink to match our new tone. Previous versions of his appearance looked absolutely silly when placed in the world alongside the other characters. He looked like a squishmallow. No amount of creepy music or screen effects could conceal how out of place he looked. The Ink Demon needed to look different than everything else in the world and show a natural progression of the Ink Demon's evolution as Wilson held the cycle in place. Beast Bendy. Returning for the climax of the Dark Revival, Beast Bendy also was revisited with the mindset of making him far more powerful and beast-like. Traditionally, in most horror games, they tend to build to a point where the main villain becomes a final form monster as a final boss. It's practically a trope. Our idea. What if you got to play as the final form instead? I mean, that was pretty awesome. That was definitely pretty unique. That was awesome and unique. Okay, Ink Machine, designed by Tom. Okay, so Laura shit here. Map has probably streaming in this as well. Designed by Thomas Connor by the Gent Corporation, stolen by Joey Drew, retrieved by Archgate, and once again reclaimed by Gent. The Ink Machine's next adventure is a mystery. I hope this gives us some sort of insight on what the next game, because there is no doubt in my mind going to be a third game. And I am excited for what they might have in the future. Obviously we're not going to know when said thing is going to happen. But, you know, it's just whatever. The Devil Lounge. Oh, that's so awesome. These two. Wilson. Wilson cartoon. Wilson was a difficult character to balance. At first, the players are purposely led to believe that he is one note character, obviously evil with an over the top villain personality. No shit. But as the story progresses, we see other sides of the character, and the player becomes muddled with who this man really is. In one draft, Wilson has written as a servant of Nathan Arch Jr., a separate character at the time, but the story made far more sense when the two characters became one, eliminating a lot of needless narrative complexity. creepy old bitch. Alright. Audrey, cartoon. Audrey is a kind-hearted rogue with courage, determination, some flaws. just roasting your own character. Some flaws in a deep, dark past. To make our story work, we needed a newcomer to the cartoon studio world, and Audrey was the perfect fresh eyes to help the experience to the was the perfect fresh eyes to help the experience the event fresh eyes to help the experience the adventure to help experience the adventure, not the experience the adventure. I think I typed that wrong. From day one of production, we knew that if people didn't connect with Audrey by the end of the game itself wouldn't be successful. Fortunately, right, she turned out to be quite memorable indeed, and stands out from the other members of the cast. So success. So it's complete success. Awesome. Can I open this? I can. Harold, no! Too much dry air, not enough fish food. That's a cool little secret there. The butcher gang. Oh, these are the enemies. Oh, you motherfuckers. Alright, keepers. You guys weren't that bad. You guys sounded creepy, though. Sounded very creepy, but you guys weren't that bad to go up against. You poor Harold. Yeah, I know, right? Poor Harold. Okay, so the keepers. Wilson's deadly guards and scientists. They aren't perfect, but the keepers will get the job done, no matter the cost. They are responsible for pressing the ink demon inside a smaller form, keeping his powers sealed away, till Audrey came along and unknowingly changed the situation. The keepers were visually designed to reflect the dangers and evils of the ink machine itself. Faceless beings made of gears and wires with no sense of morality, ordered around like cattle, a creation living without purpose. Shit, man. Alright, Piper. Or is it all going to be the same? Yeah, it's all going to be the same. Are you even going to be the same too? I don't want to stare at you for too long. I don't like her. Alright, the Butcher Gang. Barley, Charlie, and Edgar, the three original members of the Butcher Gang, were formed from the ink machine, deconstructed by Alice Angel for body parts, and bond together to stay alive with sneak attacks on their prey. In Dark Revival, we meet an artificial fourth member of the gang, Carly, the ghost girl. Although, when you begin to examine her closely, Carly appears to only be a shell with perhaps someone inside. That girl, it's that girl that wanted her to be alive. What was her name? Jane or something? It was like there was like an audio log before we got introduced to her, and where she was talking about that she made Carly. She's in there. She's in there. I 100% guarantee it. Okay, let's just go over here. Heidi! You were not very memorable. Okay, it is believed that Heidi has spent some time in the pit, a prison set up by Wilson and the Keepers. It is unclear why, but most likely she was able to access places she wouldn't have. The experience in the pit changed her, as it does many, reverting her into a childlike state, longing for happiness again. Porter, you were honestly memorable. You were cool. As the cycle was held in place, and with the influence of the Ink Demon held at bay, the cartoon world was able to grow and advance, creating such characters as Porter a lost one who came to claim a new identity as an explorer. Porter was written with the knowledge that Dark Revival would feature a far more serious tone than the first game of Bendy and the Ink Machine, and his lighthearted innocence would help the player feel some warmth in this inky world of sorrow. Well, we barely saw him, so it didn't do a whole lot, but it did kind of work. Sammy. Oh, there's a lot more here. Oh, jeez, I don't know if I want to go down there yet. Yeah, you know, yes, I do. We saw you like in one scene. St. Lawrence, the famous music composer of the studio. I'm surprised you even have a model. St. Lawrence originally had a slightly larger role in the story of Dark Revival, but in a story already filled with so many characters, making them all play a meaningful part became a challenge. He was ultimately sidelined in favor of telling a more Korean storyline, although it is interesting to note that St. Lawrence appears to have mastered the flow ability in the Ink Machine long before Porter and Audrey could wield it. Interesting. He has the flow ability. Okay. I did not know that. Interesting. I will try and keep that noted. Noted. All right. Yeah. Oh, Amok. Lord Amok. The fucking sewer dude. Ruler of a sewer cult, Lord Amok illustrates how the world of the ink had continued to develop into different societies deep within the darkest places. Though he was weak in a fight, his name will simply never die. And you, little cunt. The self-appointed queen of the studio. No one's ever called her that. Alice Angel is one of the most memorable faces in the Bendy world. Yeah, that's one way you can put it. Forever lost in the tide of insanity, she is an absolute delight to write for as a character. Okay, I was gonna say no, she's not a delight at all. Like, this bitch can die in a fire. I'm glad she got stabbed twice now. An angel with many layers. Time will only tell if this inky temperance will ever reappear. Well, I mean, the cycle's gonna re-go, so she's gonna be alive. It's just a matter of the fact of will she appear or not. Oh, ship toy. The demented invention of Wilson. Is Wilson in there? He's not. Created to serve the dual purpose of dethroning the Ink Demon in the cartoon world, and also upstaging Joey Drew in the eyes of Wilson's father, Nathan Arch. Neither of these happened. Shipboy Dudley is a mysterious sailor with his own eerie grin, similar to that of Bendy. No kidding. Along with his sidekick, Crackle the Crab. It is unknown just what kind of cartoon adventures. What? Crackle the Crab. That was shown on. Oh, that's Crackle the Crab. I didn't really pay much attention to that. Okay, interesting. King Widow, yeah, that fucking thing. King Widow have begun to infest where the light grows darkest. Their king, the biggest and most feared, will only emerge from his nest when its young are threatened. Yeah. Lurker, or Steve. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm surprised you called him the Lurker, not Steve, as he became to be known. There's literally a thing saying his name is Steve. Was originally created as a brute type enemy that would free roam the the way the Lost Ones do, but ultimately felt unnecessary as the random ink demon encounters already fulfilled the role of putting in the player on edge while exploring previous traversed locations. In the end, Lurker found a much better calling as an unlikely ally, effectively expanding him into more than just a typical enemy. I'm glad we didn't have to fight this fucking thing. And I feel like if we had the Ink Demon, and then Steve, and then fucking Lost Ones, it would have been just the worst. It would have been the worst. So that was honestly a good call on their part. Oh, the poster, classic posters, awesome, awesome. There's a lot of different rooms to get to, but we'll go in here. Hey, some of my favorite characters here, Cycle Breakers. It says Cycle Breakers, but not all of them are in here. All right, Henry, we can get a better look at Henry. We barely got a good look at you. We had like a little bit of dialogue with you. Henry Stein, the original Cycle Breaker. Henry Stein is the ghost of a man who lost his purpose years ago. Once fueled with finding a way to escape the tortures of the Ink Demon, finding his way home to his wife. I mean, we kind of assume that. Henry is now left with the cold reality of being a recreation of the person he thought he was. So he is definitely an ink person. Saved as the special surprise for fans of Bendy the Ink Machine game, Henry was strictly omitted from all public discussion of the character during the entire production, which spanned several years, but Henry returned with a very satisfying face reveal. Yeah! Yeah! Face reveal! He looks good. He's about what he looks a lot like what people thought he would look like. So they did good with him. They did really good. Then we got... I want to do Tom, because we see him one time and then he's mentioned. So I want to do Tom. Tom is Allison's silent protector and the only Boris clone involved in the main story. Where's Boris the Wolf? Rumor has it that during the events of the game, Boris is experiencing a dark revival story of his own. Yeah. He has his own game. Still upsetting though. Allison, you are probably the coolest looking. Like compared to the first game, to be honest. You were cool. I can't really look around you that much. Alright, returning for another victory over the Ink Demon. I'm glad we got more screen time of this game because she barely got any in the first game. Alright, returning as for another victory over the Ink Demon, Allison is always the voice of reason, a beacon of hope. Allison's design was carefully upgraded from the previous Bendy the Ink Machine game. Well done. To maintain your personality, but with more fidelity. The purpose of meeting Allison so early in the campaign was to introduce the player to a familiar face after the main introduction. At the start, Allison was able to serve as the motivating force for Audrey until the true plot kicked in later. Yeah, this is a point where she was just not involved, even though she was like, I'm coming to find you. And then we don't see her for a very long time. And then she just appears out of nowhere and stabs Alessandra right in the chest again. I mean, that was to be honest, that was kind of stupid, but, what can you do? Alright, Betty. Got experience only in Chapter 5, but I'm okay with that, because you were something else. So, Betty, a faithful maid, among other... What? What do you mean among other things? A faithful maid among other things. What other... I mean, what other things are you referring to? Okay, faithful maid, among other things, to Wilson. Betty was an important character to the story of Dark Revival as a failed experiment and someone relatively new to the cartoon studio. She was able to give a somewhat different point of view on the state of the world. We have purposely left it unclear if Betty was in on Wilson's plot to harvest Audrey, or if she is just a bystander behind her mask. There are still answers to be found. Is she gonna be involved in the next game? Cause like I've said this so many times after playing this game, is that Wilson, because he died in the cartoon world and the cycle repeats, he's stuck in the cartoon world and he's gonna come back. He is not dead. I do not think he is dead. His soul is somewhere in the depths of the machine. Joey should be able to come back too. Joey should as well. Every I'm saying about Joey's death, but he's probably going to come back too because the cycle repeats itself. Joey Drew, memory. Aha. The man, the legend, the memory. Creating this version of Joey Drew was both an exciting and daunting process. It was clear from the start that this Joey would be different from the one from the original Bendy in the Ink Machine game. This was as a man with all the guilt from a past life, but without the experience to fully understand it. The real Joey Drew made many mistakes, but ultimately learned from them. This doesn't absolve him from his sins, but at the end of his life, he was able to help correct some of them and help fight the darkness he created. Great, that was a good description. I like that. Joey played a good role, and I do like that he was implemented into the game. Then we got this nice section, the more human looking, the more normal looking section. Or do we? Oh, we get a little thing here. Oh wait, can I grab that? No. Audrey's donut. No, you can't have it, Audrey. Are we still Audrey? Okay. Nathan Arch Sr. Nathan Arch was everything Joey Drew wasn't. He worked hard, built up from nothing, and never compromised his integrity. Joey had big dreams, but Nathan accomplished his own dreams. He and his wife Tessa raised a son with as much love and care as they could, despite Nathan's career pressures. Sadly, his son did not share Nathan's natural talent for business and enterprise. Audrey, the unknowing daughter of an animation pioneer. Audrey was blocked out of the memory of her past after losing her father, but his role in her life was not over. A talented animator and artist, her skills landed her a job at Archgate. It was fate that led her to reunite with Joey Drew's machine, the machine of her birth, or was it planned? Wilson, the human version. Haunted by the impossible shadow of Nathan Arch, Wilson sought to achieve something that would make his father proud. By luck, he stumbled upon the ink machine and was able to become the cartoon world's new master. Holding the cycle in place, he continued his experiments that could not fully be realized until the ink demon was purged. However, unnaturally entering to and from the ink realm has taken a toll on Wilson's physical being, slowly robbing him of his health. Really? I mean, that kind of makes sense, yeah. I didn't know it did that. I did not know it took slowly, like, going in and out of the ink realm did shit to your health. Is there... Okay, there isn't... No, Any other secrets? No, nothing there. Maybe in here? Some barrel stuff in here. Plant. Plant. We can go behind the ink machine. They didn't really do the searchers, because searchers was involved in this too. So is that it? I guess that's it. Poor Harold. That's something I missed here. And we don't get really much info on the lost ones either. Creepy bitch. You're so cute. Your guys, welcome. All that fun stuff. Alright, well that looks like to be everything. I'm guessing we just go through here to exit. Yes, exit the main menu. Alright, well that was the awesome archives. So keep in mind you actually have to complete the game, which of course I have already. You have to complete the game in order to actually... you have to complete the game to basically unlock the archives. So I'm glad I managed to... I'm glad I already played through this game, so I got access to that. The secret stuff I'm probably not going to try and hunt for, just because that'd probably take forever for me to try and figure it out, because I'm not very smart. So, yeah, but I hope you enjoyed this just half-hour little mini stream of just going over the archives. I wanted to stream that just because, you know, just something to kind of boredom and just curiosity, and I feel like streaming it. So, but I know I said Bendy content is not going to happen. There was not supposed to be any more Bendy content, but then this happened, so that's why I wanted to do this. And for Bendy content wise of what's actually supposed to be happening is that there'll be a little bit of Dark Revival content here and there. Now that we're done with Bendy and the Ink Machine, and there will be stuff on Boris and the Dark Survival as well, but I'm not going to be as excessive about it as I did with Bendy and the Ink Machine. So, because like so far I've only done with the Dark Revival, I've only reacted to songs and I've played the game. So, I mean, I've done a standard amount of stuff with this game, and I plan to do more, so. But yeah, with that, I hope you all have enjoyed. I'm probably going to be getting off here, and just, maybe I'll do another stream with, like, Lucas or something. So, yeah, hope you all have enjoyed. Make sure you go hit that like button, make sure you go subscribe, if you have not yet. And I will see you all in my next stream.